Okay friends, it's time. We're gonna show you part 2 of our garden tour. And well, I'd be lying if I said that I was excited to show you this part. This space honestly didn't work very well for us this year. We had a lot of issues with different animals eating the garden. We tried to plant corn and the birds ate it. We tried to plant all sorts of stuff. And a lot of things were eaten. And I don't know if that's because we spend less time down here or if that's because, I don't know, honestly.
Working on my golf game.
This thing is pretty interesting. We got to this property and there was a ton of junk. There was a bunch of stuff all over in the barns. But this tool we were shown by a family member of the family that owned this property. And it works pretty well. Tell us about it, Ben.
It's an old school weed whacker. And actually right now it's doing better than my my gas powered weed whacker. But you basically just drag it on the ground and it cuts. And it's actually really effective for moving the animals through the tall brush too. Rather than having to lug a weed whacker, I just take this thing with me and cut trails for the fence. And that's been working pretty well.
Takes some arm strength.
It does. It's a workout. That's
probably a good arm workout.
It's constant, gentle pressure.
I like your glasses.
Thanks. Styling.
I'm pretty sure they're my old broken glasses.
They're fantastic.
They're great.
I don't need them now.
They're great for weed whacking.
They are. They're my official weed whacking glasses.
So as you can see, we do have some successful pumpkin plants. And I guess that's pretty much what we're gonna grow down here this year. Pumpkins. Oh, well I shouldn't say that because honestly, we have a forest of tomatoes. So, do you want to show everybody the garden?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's start over here. It's a little weedy, but
little.
You can bear with us.
So guys, honestly, this garden might be winning right now. If you were to say if we were winning or the garden is winning.
The weeds are winning.
The weeds are winning.
But we've been trying to get out early in the morning and pick up on a little bit of the weed pressure. If we can do a couple hours each morning, it's really been doing a lot for this place.
We've been trying to spend an hour in general.
Yes. So you're right. This is more of on a rotation, but maybe this one might need a little bit more rotates in the rotation.
Okay, so these are a start. Honestly, look, we have butternut squash.
Yep.
That's a win.
Yep.
This row was supposed to be corn.
Right, so now look. We planted some more pumpkins. No, they're not pumpkins. They're cantaloupes. There's one there.
Something has been eating everything down here.
Those pesky rabbits.
Our neighbor thinks they're not rabbits. Our neighbor thinks that they are, what did she call them? Woodchucks?
Woodchucks, huh? Marmots? Could be.
Beaver-looking creatures without a beaver tail.
So we do possibly have some cantaloupe in here. With a little bit more weeding, we might be able to figure that out.
Again, not our most successful garden.
But over here...
But look! There's butternut squashes. Sorry.
Our squash game.
I'm gonna just keep focusing on what makes me happy.
Yeah.
Because these rows don't make me happy.
Now over here, this is the okra row.
Which was doing really, really well until something came and ate it. So now we have little stubs. Some of the stubs are okay.
And then what else did we put in here? Looks like there's some kind of pumpkin in here too.
I think we did put small pumpkins between them in case they didn't come up.
Huh. Okay, next row that's been semi-devoured.
Again, look at.
Cucumbers.
But look at that.
Attack.
That poor thing has one tiny leaf at the very top.
This also needs a trellis.
This one right here.
Oh yeah, he's trying to survive.
This is a good representation of what this garden is this year.
Wow.
Right here. This is our representation. This poor cucumber. Guys, we might have bitten off a little more than we could chew.
That's okay.
I mean, you might as well try.
Hey, these rows, but the thing is, we put the work in, and these rows, if we can keep them weeded, will be here for next year too.
Yes.
So this is kind of a trial run with these rows in the ground. Obviously the weed pressure needs to be dealt with, and the bunny or woodchuck pressure as well.
Well, I think if we put cardboard next year, early,
Yes.
or even in the fall, and then that breaks down, but it'll help with the weed stuff a bit.
Yes. Now, we do have some sweet potato slips that we got in.
How's that going for you?
Hasn't been, look at this one. It's doing good. It's got, you just get the grass out of the way. Boom. Sweet tater. They call them taters around here. So this whole row of sweet potatoes, I'd say it's going about medium. Be my answer. A positive medium. And then this next row, also sweet potatoes. Ooh, it might be doing large. So far off to a good start. That one's got some leaves on it. Never grown sweet potatoes before. But you don't know if you don't try. And if I can get a little bit of this pressure off of them. Oh, this one's doing good. Look at this guy. Ugh. See? This row's getting a B+ for sure. Right here, if you see. He looks pretty healthy.
I know. It's because the marmot hasn't found them yet.
Okay, so the next row is watermelon, and they're coming up. There's a watermelon. A single watermelon. That might make it. If that watermelon comes to fruition, I'll eat the whole thing.
You're not going to share with your kids? Yeah,
No.
right.
I'm gonna go buy them a watermelon at the store. Okay, come down here though. I have a success. I direct sowed some kohlrabi. I see about 4 of them coming up.
Good job, Ben.
Okay, let's go to a more successful section. Come on. First off, I've got great news. The beans are finally climbing. Another thing we learned, beans like vertical trellising. We did our string horizontal and the beans kind of bushed out. So we backtracked and now the beans are starting to climb. And I feel like we're still gonna get a good crop out of it and a cool teepee. Because if you can see, bing, not on every single strand, but you just gotta give them a little helping hand. Everyone needs a hand up every now and then. Right? Check that out.
It's like, you know what's encouraging to me is that this time last year, we were just starting our gardens.
That's true.
And we had a ton of beans. So we still have time. Even though I wanted to start a lot earlier, we just got to start like 3 times.
Yeah. Okay, we have some, I believe, zucchini over here. That there are a lot of blossoms, but nothing yet to harvest yet.
There's one little guy that's almost ready.
Where is that little guy?
It's a ronde-nice.
Oh, I like these ones.
Yeah.
Okay, now come over here. This one is doing even better than that one.
So are the weeds.
Are these weeds?
Maybe. Yeah, I think so. Wait, there's beans right there.
What do we got going on here?
This is the best way we found to trellis. We've been trying different ways. We have always used cattle panels in the past for our tomatoes. Well, I shouldn't say always. Once upon a time, when we were very young and naive, we bought those cute little tomato cages in pretty colors. Those are a joke.
But that was kind of fun. Remember when we had like 21?
They're really pretty.
But what happens when they get to the top of the cage? So anyway, this is the best way to trellis tomatoes.
This is the best way. So we have, if you watched the earlier video when we were preparing these, it's just bamboo, and we hung strings down, and as you go, you just wind the tomatoes. And so this is the first year that we've done this, but it is actually very nice, and maybe a little therapeutic in the evening.
It is nice to
and wind your tomato. What happened with this trellis?
Looks like it's sagging.
It's a little shorter than the others. Fairly successful so far.
This has been a lot more successful than that first set of rows that we sent you. These are our tomato rows, and I think we counted, and I think we did this in another video, but I'm pretty sure we planted about 218 tomato plants. Might be too many, but last year we had some issues with blight, so we wanted to make sure we were covered. And I'd say we're doing really well. If you walk down here, I mean, there's fruit on all these. We've kind of planted them by type for the most part, unless the tags got messed up. So there's a lot of cherries right here and grape. So we have a total of 8 rows of tomatoes, which has been a little bit difficult to manage the weed pressure, but usually I'll come down and take care of the weeds, and Brienne will take care of making sure the tomatoes are trellised properly.
Now we have trellised these to a single, we've been trellising these to a single stem. Some of them have gotten away from us and they're doubles or triples or whatever. We will have, I think we'll have a less yield because of that, but there's so many plants that I think we're gonna be okay.
We want salsa.
If I could just get salsa.
Salsa through the winter. Or salsa now. So that, hey, that's a good transition into the pepper row. And anyway, we have about 6 or 7 different types of peppers in this row, and they're just starting to get tall. The shishitos have started, and the Jimmy Nardello peppers have started, and everything else is kind of small. But hope to see those do pretty well as well. We have some poblanos and bell peppers in there too.
Banana peppers.
Ooh, and banana peppers.
Those are rolling too.
I love to put these on sandwiches. A quick pickle of these with a little bit of heat. Good to go. We get over here, these are some of the first rows we put in. And it was really, really rocky here. These are doing pretty awesome. I'm very happy with it. So we put our paste and sort of canning tomatoes like the Romas and San Marzanos in the back. because a lot of times those all come to ripe at the same time. Whereas these, all the rest of the tomatoes that are closer to us, they're gonna kind of keep coming successionally, I guess you would say. And so it's kind of cool that those are closer to us, and the tomatoes that all kind of bush out and come at once are in the back. So I bet you can't guess what our most successful crop on the hugelkultures was. No, it was not the pumpkins, it was grass. But next year, these things are gonna start, we're gonna keep them, I'm gonna try to keep them weeded, and we're gonna keep this area down, so hopefully that soil starts to grow. I already saw some mushrooms and a little bit of mushroom compost action going on, which is exciting, but it just kind of got away from us. And so this actually just looked like a big grass patch until I got in there with my hand weed whacker golf club thing. But in second place, various varietals of pumpkins. Which still, originally, this was kind of what we wanted to have down here, was all this to sprawl out and to be a cool big pumpkin patch. So I think we're still going to get that dream. As for the three sisters, womp, 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 womp. And that's okay.
Can't win at everything.
Can't win at everything.
And I'm going to tell you, friends, we are not winning at this hugelkulture beds.
But the soil does look really good. So.
I mean, it certainly grows things.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot growing. Just maybe not the things that we intended it to grow.
These guys.
I think Rebecca told me they were horse thistles.
Horse thistles.
I don't know, but they are evil.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine these all over Adam and Eve's garden. Sorry. Like when I think thorns and thistles, I'm like, what the heck is this? This is not a pomegranate.
So what is it? We have 4 really successful pumpkin mounds, right?
Yep.
Let's just make the rest of them.
6 more successful pumpkin mounds.
We didn't start our pumpkins last year until
Now.
late July.
Yeah.
We had lots of pumpkins.
Okay, so that means let's go find some pumpkin seeds.